The anti-vaxxer movement is a minority of people opposed to the mainstream medical vaccination. Anti-vaxxers believe that vaccinations are not safe and are harmful to your health. Resultantly, they often decide not to immunise their children. Some of their claims include that vaccinations cause brain damage, autism, seizures, and even death. Hysteria has largely resulted from isolated, poorly conducted studies that have detected a causal relationship between vaccinations and illness, such as autism. Such studies have all eventually been disproven and revoked, but the disquiet persists. This topic is a notably controversial one in the United States. Consensus in Australia has recently been demonstrated when US anti-vaccination campaigner Sherry Tenpenny was forced to cancel her Australian tour due to outrage and death threats. It is in this context that we present to you an article by anti-vaxxer Sean Siegel.
In Sean Siegel's article on vaccination and trust posted on the forum of the International Medical Council on Vaccination, he discusses the potential ramification of getting your child vaccinated. He writes in an emotive manner, calling on a mother's protective instinct in the first sentence, and goes on to detail the many possible injuries that can be obtained from a particular vaccination.
This is Sean. Sean is a concerned grandfather from Texas, USA. He claims that despite not having relevant qualifications, he has enough common sense to recognise a con game when he sees one. He claims the vaccination debate is an issue of trust with medical bodies and the government. Well, allow us to deconstruct his claims.
The International Medical Council of Vaccination are an anti-vaccine website that claim to be an association of medical doctors, registered nurses, and other qualified medical professionals whose purpose is to counter the messages asserted by pharmaceutical companies, the government, and medical agencies that vaccines are safe, effective, and harmless. The board of directors consists of 2 members, Mayor Eisenstein, a 63-year-old paediatrician who filed for bankruptcy last year after losing a $30 million lawsuit for wrongful death, and another feature from Sherry Tenpenny, Doctor of Osteopathy, a title she added onto her arts degree, now referring to herself as a medical doctor and expanding her global campaign through the various websites she is involved with. She also makes a lot of money selling anti-vaccine products such as supplements and even t-shirts.
Sean Siegel gives 7 references for his research. We deemed none of them to be reliable, and Sean often misrepresented information to validate his argument. The VAERS database is an online vaccine injury database that anyone with internet can access and add information to. On their website, they say that their information is 1. Unverified, 2. That the reports are accepted from anyone, 3. That a major limitation of the VAERS data is that VAERS cannot determine if the adverse health event report was even caused by the vaccination. 2 of the sources gave details of a new disease called macrophagic myofasciitis, found only in an extremely rare number of cases. Upon checking these sources, we found one was actually critical of the disease being used to vilify vaccinations. The other clearly details the rarity of the disease and that possible hazards associated with vaccinations are far outweighed by the benefits. Narrowing down our research further, we decided to look into 3 of Sean's main unverified claims that the DTaP vaccine causes anaphylactic shock, seizures and epilepsy, and SIDS. Indeed, there have been 8 case reports of anaphylaxis associated with the DTaP vaccine. 6 of the individuals had previously reported allergic reactions to cow's milk. Casein, a protein found in milk, was found in trace amounts in the DTaP vaccine. The children were reacting to the casein. There have been 5 instances of febrile seizures associated with vaccines, only one of which had actually received the DTaP vaccine, whilst the others had received a single pertussis vaccination. After 1 year, all of the children developed types of seizures, epilepsies, and associated cognitive dysfunction, as well as some symptoms of autism. All patients were re-diagnosed with Dravet syndrome. It is now believed pertussis may trigger the first instance of an underlying condition. Of vaccines causing SIDS, we discovered that the concern was first raised in 1979 when a vague study from the United States reported that 4 babies died within 24 hours of being immunised. Since then, countless studies have shown that SIDS is not caused by vaccination. In fact, all of these studies indicate that children are at a lower risk of SIDS if they are vaccinated.
We don't mean to question Sean's common sense, but vaccines are a very good thing. They have allowed society to progress far from the days of widespread epidemics. We no longer have outbreaks of diphtheria and pertussis, solely due to the very DTaP vaccine Sean is attacking. Take a look at this review and notice the long list of qualified doctors in the review board state that incidences of vaccine-preventable diseases in the United States have plummeted. Medication safety has always and always will be a real concern. The evidence suggests that common concerns surrounding vaccines are not valid. Vaccines have the potential to eliminate disease and can induce herd immunity, and the vaccinated population indeed protect unvaccinated people getting sick.